I think it's time to put the record straight on my views on COVID. Like many, I was concerned when the outbreak first came into admission, agreed with restrictive measures were necessary to combat pressure on the healthcare system, stayed inside, apart from going to work as a shelf stacker, kept my distance, took precaution, flattened the curve, so on and so forth. Actually, I remember being pretty fearful for my family and myself. Anyway, before you think I'm going to go there, this isn't about 5G and supplementary conspiracies like the virus isn't real and it's just the flu. The virus is real, and for some, it can be quite nasty. Similar to the flu in that it's evidently more deadly to the elderly and people in the most vulnerable brackets. However, after being so engrossed with the death toll and data since it all began, I can't see a reason to justify current government diktat and media sensationalism, unless the justification is for criminal incompetence or just pure evil. And it doesn't seem to stop compulsive liars like Hancock from denying. No matter how many times you point out shutting communists down, trying to lock everyone indoors and strapping weaved fabric to the willing faces makes little difference, but makes us mentally, physically, financially and spiritually worse off. I've been dying to meet like-minded minds, so I'm doing something that I haven't done in 5 years, meeting up with a Slovakian rebel from my Instagram and going on a protest. So we've arrived at Stoke Station. I've met my mates. This is Peter. Safe. Train's coming in what? 20 minutes, something like that. Down to London Euston. How are we feeling?
Tired.
I'm knackered that, but you know, resistance doesn't sleep.
I calling them muscle mods.
Call them what?
Muscle mods.
What? Oh yeah. What's this do?
Because you're mobile. Radiation.
What's that telling me then about that?
That is not safe, you know.
What, my mobile isn't?
No.
Stay away from me then, bro. Stay away from the phone. You mad bastard. Tiptoe out the block, keeping it low-key, counting 3, 2, 1. Goes like a fox, out of the box, they told us to stay in. This is the lockdown, no playgrounds or sounds, they shut the souls out from the outside. But they can't stop me roaming down these rogue paths. Feel the wrath, do the math but don't go mad. Darker times, they're on the rise, be the wise owl, give opinions to yourself. They must never know, they'll just give you hell, yeah. They must never know. So we've decided, we've arrived at Euston, and my friend here is... even though he's sort of anti-lockdown, he's actually secretly afraid of the coronavirus and he doesn't want to go on the underground. So we're going walk to Hyde Park. Wait till it goes off, getting your meals from those you mock. Stocking up on plastic gloves, they're clutching clubs and now they're coming out for your blood. This is the lockdown. These greyhounds from the impounds, you heightened up the hunger. Now they suffer under this thunderstorm that you made. Fire, feel the wrath, say goodbye to the life you had. All in this together forever in doubt, keep opinions to yourself. They must never know, they'll just give you hell, yeah. So we're in the midst of it all now. This is what's going on. Quite a good turnout. How many would you say? Thousands? 4,000, 5,000, something like that. One thing to point out, which I always love about these things, is like there's a real mix of people, young and old, middle-aged, black, white, you know, which reinstates the togetherness, I guess. So this is Reese. It's spelled exactly the same as well. I've just met him. He's just come up to me because I was standing on my own. You are part of the f.a.r rights on the
Correct,
Instagram
yeah.
thing. Where can we find you?
So you can find us on Google. I'm part of the youth platform,
Yep.
which Laura has organised us to come here today. And yeah, we're just coming here to essentially discuss freely with other young people about how we feel about the situation and to show the government that we're not just going to take it sitting down, because after all it's our basic liberties that are being taken. But I think one of the things is whether we can think for ourselves. And I'll be the first to admit, at the start of this, I wasn't one of those. I actually was going along with the mainstream narrative.
Yeah.
But, you know, coming to experience the fact that I'm literally being told I can't meet with my friends, and that the government are, you know, they're not even asking whether this is what everyone else wants, they're just enforcing it upon us. I came to the experience that this has got to be wrong. That's what led me to look into the research, and I found that there is no basis for these measures.
Yeah, this is what's interesting, you know, like the basis of these people's arguments, you know, for the mask, for the lockdowns. It's like it's Rampton rhetoric, and it's not actual science and data that they're stating.
No, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's sort of like guilt tripping. Whereas, like, if I'm arguing a case, I'll usually, like, I'll pull up some facts and be like, okay, well, look, this is how many people are actually it's been fatal for. This is how many people, you know, have been affected or not affected by the mask wearing. Because that's another question. No mask today.
No, exactly.
Why is that?
Well, many reasons. As you say, the science behind it, well, there is no science behind it. That's the truth of it.
Yep.
And you can tell that by the fact at the beginning of this, they were saying masks don't do anything.
Yep.
Suddenly they changed their narrative to
With no new evidence.
Exactly.
There's been no new case studies.
No.
And I was watching something by, are you familiar with a guy called Michael Yeadon?
I'm not. No.
He's been one of the spokespeople scientists that have been kind of anti-lockdown and anti-mask wearing. And he was on talk radio the other day, and he said there was a study in Vietnam in 2015 of 1,500 people with the N95 masks, without masks, and with cloth masks. And what they found was the cloth masks, you were actually twice the risk of catching flu-like symptoms, and the N95s and not wearing a mask was no difference whatsoever.
Right.
Yeah.
And the question is, why are we not being shown that in the mainstream
Exactly.
media?
Yeah. What's the agenda for the rest of the day then? What's going to happen from here?
So I think we're going on a march around London, but other than that, it's just about meeting people, connecting up, showing that, you know, we're actually in this together, we're not alone.
Yeah, Mum.
And yeah, having discussions like this.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Nice one.
Turn the TV off. Don't wanna be a machine to get me down with a condescension. Now my hands are clean. I just want to mention there's people in the real world, you're dragging them down. Empty words from your mouth, will it make you figure out?
I forgot how much these go, like, they bring your mood up, man. No matter how, you know, no matter how pointless you think protests are, I think sometimes it's just comforting to know that other people think the same, and that's always what it's about, really. It's just getting numbers together. We've just gone past, obviously there's like sort of, because the protest is blocking the actual roads, which I mean I'm not sure if I agree with or not, but it's happening anyway. Some bus driver's just literally beeped his horn and chucked his mask at the window, and sort of like, you know, he's spurring us on, so that's interesting, isn't it? Oh man, go on, get your injection. Thanks. That's all.
So while you're running, you're a rock star now. Building towers all far away. You ain't gotta break this mess, no. You ain't gotta stress, and I don't wanna see your face.
Week 2, I'm gonna lock all my doors, maybe write a song or two, make a call to the ones that I love, still a someone I'm in the suit. Nothing to gain or lose, I can choose keeping it sane, aim to fuse my nervousness. It's merciless, but it's still a gift that my buzz can come through. Put on a brave face, you can put on a FaceTime, any strange place staying in the daytime. Look at them now, still somehow making this all about them. How about we learn our lesson to forget them? Keep the programs off, but pay attention. Now my hands are clean, I just want to mention
There's people in the real world, you're dragging them down. Empty words from your mouth, will it make you figure out?
London, Liverpool.
don't know if you can faintly see in the background, but my favourite Corbyn showed up. had a little speech, and now we're marching to Downing Street. I'm guessing to speak to Boris and tell him sort them fucking tears out. Something really interesting that I found. The people that are most likely to not comply to all these restrictions is actually women. And I was banging my head for ages because I was thinking, like, why is this? Where's the bollocks? Where's the men's bollocks? Like, it's because they're literally mothers. How long's it been now? A couple of hours? Just still going. It's quite surprising the amount of people that have been peeping us, like, and bus drivers as well.
Just stay hopeful, stay peaceful, stay calm, stay just loving, stay just enjoying, stay who you are, guys. Let's not be humiliating, let's not be intimidating, and let's not be silly, because we've got nothing to protect. We've got no loudspeakers to protect today. We are just here on a peaceful mission. And if anything we can educate them, that would be great. But don't get yourself arrested, they're through this shit. So keep it going, guys, for a wonderful race. Well done.
Woo! Servitude for the brave. Careful what you might say. Lick the boot and obey.